Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your parallel session. We're just going to have a quick chat with a couple of people in a moment. But before we get there, you've been commenting online. We promised we'd be paying attention. And I just want to call out some of the comments that we have seen. One from Food Drink Europe said GIs help protect the intellectual property of Europe's traditional food drink makers and ensure that consumers around the world know they're getting the real deal. Thank you for that. Also from Origin, commenting on the EU IPO's tweet on GI View. Congratulations, EU IPO and EU IGRI, for this tool. Extremely useful for national authorities, groups, IP offices, lawyers, and academia. It will help promote knowledge, protection, and enforcement of geographical indications. Thank you, Origin. Also, Pauline Bastidon, she comments on John Clark's session on the global dimension of GIs. And she said GIs are a guarantee of authenticity, but also local jobs and growth creation as well. Thank you, Pauline. And another comment just to show and encourage all our speakers to tweet their key messages because we can amplify your message as well. Erin Tollere, MEP, who spoke yesterday, said, very happy to participate in this conference. I've urged the Commission and the Council to take into account the Parliament's proposals to strengthen quality schemes. We need protection, simplification, and sustainability criteria. So thank you, Madam Tollere, for that also. But to prove that it's worth amplifying your message, Spirit Europe responded saying, thank you, Madam Tollere, for your support and calls at the conference and GIs to improve consumer information on EU quality products, to stop EU-US disputes damaging unrelated products, and to fight counterfeiting. GIs are the expression of our identity, generating jobs and growth. Thank you, Spirits Europe, for that also. We have Gordon with us to recap on his session this morning as well. Gordon, are you with us?
Yes, thank you very much.
So your session today was an IP protection of GIs. Headlines from that.
Okay, well, we discussed the problem of generic terms and the difficulties. The conclusion is that it's a very difficult test, but that it looks like giving the boards of appeal powers to do in certain investigations may be a good thing. We looked at the problems of evocation and also the fact that now GI protection is going just beyond products and actually looking at the protection of services, which is obviously an ongoing debate and one in view of the Champignola decision of the boards of appeal, which it actually is quite a thorny issue. But obviously, our panelists were of the opinion that it is a step in the right direction, and a close eye on this subject will be kept with the Champignola preliminary reference and the Morbier case that are ongoing before the Court of Justice. Then finally, we looked at the problem of there being too many sources of law and the need to simplify the legal framework, some inconsistencies, for example, in association agreements, which don't, for example, the Chile EU association agreement that doesn't refer even to evocation, and different concepts in ones with China and South Africa. And then problems of actually the legal standing that you need to bring actions in this area, and the diversity of definitions in TRIPS, Paris Agreement, and the Geneva Act, for example. And then finally looking at the problem of protecting GIs with a reputation and finding a different test to the one for trademarks.
Gordon, Humphreys, thank you so much. Now, just before we go, can we bring Gordon back just for a second, if you would? Gordon, we had a question. Yeah. We had a question from Veronica Garcia Chiquero, and it's on evocation, so maybe you have an answer to this. She said, is there a provision, or will there be a provision in the future to protect GI names when a new plant variety is registered using an evocative name? Any idea about that?
Well, I mean, we already have a provision which is Article 7M of our 1M of our regulation that actually protects against use of plant varieties in a trademark. So if a trademark refers to a protected plant variety, that's already a problem. So I think it's already catered for.
Thank you so much, Gordon. Thanks for your time this morning. I'm going to bring Francis Fay in, and it means it's mask time for me also. Just give me 1 second. Francis, so just give us the headlines of your session this morning as well. Your session was on modernization and simplification.
Yeah, let me just, thank you, Brian. Let me just pick up the question from Veronica Garcia-Chiquero, because we did have an intervention from the floor.
Okay.
Martin Ekvad, the president of CPVO, which looks after plant variety rights. And they do have a provision that they cannot register a GI or a name which evokes a GI as a plant variety. So that is protected and taken into account, and there's some coherence there. Our panel looked at simplification and burden reduction, reducing red tape. It was explained by Alexandra Manole of the Secretariat General that this is an obligatory process that we must go through to see how to simplify and reduce burdens, but without compromising on quality and consistency in what we do to register the GIs. But we'll be looking for ways to do that. Bernard O'Connor gave us his views as a practitioner on many ways to simplify, shorten deadlines, but also to improve the consistency and looking at the role of the member states versus the Commission. Are we duplicating or are we in synergy? Good contributions from the floor also highlighted the importance of this debate for GI right holders, but also for people who wish to oppose and are engaged with trying to promote the GIs, because the more efficient the system is, the more encouraged particular small producer group would be in pushing it forward.
Okay, so keep it simple is the maximum for the moment as well. We have some questions from the audience relating to the availability of speakers' presentations. When will they be available? Basically, they'll be available on the conference site in the coming days, and you'll be able to see those. So we'll try and get exact information on that just a little bit later on, but in the coming days is the answer, and every plenary and moderated session will be made available as far as I understand that as well. That's what the indication we had this morning. So please keep sending your questions in, and please keep tweeting as well. We'll try and get another set of tweets for the concluding remarks as well. So please tag our team using EU Quality or at EU Agri as well. If you go to your agenda and click on the next parallel session, and we'll see you a bit later on as well.